Hi, I'm Rob, N1NUG, and today I'm at the highest point in Rhode Island to do a quick MOTO-POTA. Let's see if we can get this peak, if you want to call it that, activated and on the air. So I've never been here before, but I've looked this up, and I think it's just a short walk along this kind of open path here to the high point. And from here to there, it's actually pretty flat. So I found this little side chute, and there's one of those geodetic markers in a slab of concrete down here on the ground. I don't think this is the actual high point though, because there's a sign pointing that way still saying Jerimoth Hill, although I can't imagine it being more than a couple feet higher than this. Let's go see if we can find it. I think we found it. There's sort of a rock here. People have put some cairns on top of it and an American flag. So this is the top of Jerimoth Hill, and I can tell the air is thin up here. I'm starting to get altitude sickness and a nosebleed, and well, no, not really. I think the height of this thing is 802 feet or something along those lines, so not very high at all. In fact, maybe it's one of the lowest high points in all of the United States. I'm not even sure. Either way, I'm gonna just move off to the side here in case somebody comes and wants to be on the actual high point, and we'll set up the antenna and do a quick activation. Now, the antenna I brought with me is my JPC12, but you can see here I broke the telescoping whip. But I think we can temporarily patch this up with some electrical tape. I always keep some various supplies like this in my pack just in case I need them, and I think that's going to come in handy to salvage this activation. All right. Kind of a messy job, but I should hold it well enough to get this activation done, and then maybe I'll order a replacement whip. I want to show you a mod that I've made to the JPC12 before I get on the air. Now, this feed point base, the bottom of this is what's normally connected to the ground spike, and then there's a ring terminal that goes in here, and the counterpoise wires come out from there. Now you can see I've drilled holes in the base of mine here. This is just aluminum, so I've drilled holes into it carefully. And then I've made up a bundle of counterpoise wires with silicone wire, so these don't really tangle up too bad. And you can see I've just got a banana plug in there, and I can plug this into any one of the 4 holes that I've drilled, or I could make up separate ones for each kind of counterpoise wire. It doesn't really matter. I've just got this one here and kind of fanned out. Actually need to fan it out a little better before we get going, but you kind of get the idea. And then there's some old pylons over here. It's my understanding that there used to be some kind of observatory up here. So I don't know if these were the base for some big telescope or something like that, but they come in handy for kind of setting stuff up. I've got my antenna pack on one of them, and then the one back there in the shade is where I've got my radio set up. And if you haven't seen it before, I just use an FT891 and a BioNO 15 amp hour battery contained within this Amazon camera case. CQ-POTA, CQ-POTA, November 1, November, Uniform Golf. November 1, November, Uniform Golf, calling CQ-POTA from US 10544 in Rhode Island.
November 4, Romeo Delta, Juliet. Victor Echo 9, Tango, Quebec.
I'm in a bit of a time crunch here, so I've only made 3 contacts in about 10 minutes or so, I think. I'm going to switch to 40, although it's not really the best time of day for 40. Maybe we can make a few contacts there and get this thing activated. If not, this may be the first non-activation I've done all year.
November 3, India, Golf Alpha. Whiskey 8, Sierra, Mike November.
I just switched back to 20. I only need 3 more contacts to get this thing activated, but I'm already late for getting home, so this is gonna have to be quick or we're gonna be out of luck.
Victor Echo 1, Radio, Golf Oscar. Kilowatt 8, Charlie, Sierra, Charlie. Kilo 9, India, Charlie, Papa. Kilo, Quebec 4, Bravo Hotel, Quebec. Kilo 8, Whiskey, Oscar, Oscar.
Okay, I got it. 12 contacts here in my, well, I'm late, I gotta get home. But one thing I noticed is there were bees buzzing around this post over here where I've got my bag. So I'm gonna try and whip that thing off of there and not get stung. There must be a nest in there. Let's see what happens. I think we're good. So Jerimoth Hill here, the highest point in Rhode Island, was a neat little spot to activate from. Very easy to access from the road. I just wish I had a little more time. It's only about an hour from home, so I'm sure I'll be back at some point. For now, I hope you enjoyed this quick activation. 7-3, and thanks for watching.